Most water pollutants are eventually carried by rivers into the oceans. In some areas of the world the influence can be traced 100 miles from the mouth by studies using hydrology transport models. Advanced computer models such as SWMM or the ZOOM model have been used in many locations worldwide to examine the fate of pollutants in aquatic systems. Indicator filter feeding species such as copepods have also been used to study pollutant fates in the New York Bight, for example. The highest toxin loads are not directly at the mouth of the Hudson River, but 100 kilometers south, since several days are required for incorporation into planktonic tissue. The Hudson discharge flows south along the coast due to Coriolis force. Further south then are areas of oxygen depletion, caused by chemicals using up oxygen, and by algae blooms, caused by excess nutrients from algal cell death and decomposition. Fish and shellfish kills have been reported, because toxins climb the food chain after small fish consume copepods, then large fish eat smaller fish, etc. Each successive step up the food chain causes a stepwise concentration of pollutants such as heavy metals, for example mercury, and persistent organic pollutants such as DDT. This is known as biomagnification, which is occasionally used interchangeably with bioaccumulation. Example: a polluted river draining an abandoned copper mine on Anglesey. Large gyres, vortexes, in the oceans trap floating plastic debris. The North Pacific Gyre, for example, has collected the so-called Great Pacific Garbage Patch that is now estimated at 100 times the size of Texas. Many of these long-lasting pieces wind up in the stomachs of marine birds and animals. This results in obstruction of digestive pathways, which leads to reduced appetite or even starvation. Many chemicals undergo reactive decay or chemically change, especially over long periods of time in groundwater reservoirs. A noteworthy class of such chemicals is the chlorinated hydrocarbons such as trichloroethylene, used in industrial metal degreasing and electronics manufacturing, and tetrachloroethylene used in the dry cleaning industry. Note latest advances in liquid carbon dioxide and dry cleaning that avoids all use of chemicals. Both of these chemicals, which are carcinogens themselves, undergo partial decomposition reactions, leading to new hazardous chemicals, including dichloroethylene and vinyl chloride. Groundwater pollution is much more difficult to abate than surface pollution because groundwater can move great distances through unseen aquifers. Non-porous aquifers such as clays partially purify water of bacteria by simple filtration, adsorption and absorption, dilution, and, in some cases, chemical reactions and biological activity. However, in some cases, the pollutants merely transform to soil contaminants. Groundwater that moves through cracks and caverns is not filtered and can be transported as easily as surface water. In fact, this can be aggravated by the human tendency to use natural sinkholes as dumps in areas of karst topography. There are a variety of secondary effects stemming not from the original pollutant, but a derivative condition. An example is silt-bearing surface runoff, which can inhibit the penetration of sunlight through the water column, hampering photosynthesis in aquatic plants.